How's it going, everybody, and welcome to the very first discussion video ever on G.A.M.E. So, I am joined by... Oh, by the way, my name's TheJamesRolls. I'm joined by...
By the way, my name's Lady Garrett you, and you said you could do the intro.
My name's Pancake Man, and this is very nice.
Well, I mean, the way we're doing the Splatfest ideas, or by the way, that's the topic of this discussion, Splatfest ideas in the future for Splatoon 2, because there's going to be 2 years worth of Splatfest, so they have they have at least 23 more months to fill of things they can do. So, the order of how this is going to go is I'm going to give this is a top 7 ideas thing, by the way. Why 7? Ask Pancake and later Gator to you. I'm just along for the ride. Basically, we're gonna go in a certain order. It's gonna be myself, then later Gator to you, and then Pancake, and we're gonna each share our number 7s, then our number 6s. We're gonna share the concept behind our idea. We're gonna share what we think the color of ink would be, and yeah. So, are you guys ready to get started?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, so for myself, number 7 is going to be camping out versus staying in a hotel room. Or camping versus hotel, if you want to make that short. So, the idea behind this is, would you rather camp out and rough it for the night, or would you rather just be comfortable and stay in a hotel room? It's very simple when you think about it. Because there are people that would rather go out and rough it in the woods, and there are some people that are like, nah, I'll just stay in a comfy bed. So it would be interesting to see the dynamic of that. I think it would be heavily favored towards hotel, to be honest, but it would still be interesting to see what that would look like. As far as the colors go for camping, I'd probably do like a forest green color. And for hotel, I'd probably do, like, tan or beige, because usually most hotel rooms are, like, that type of color. Like, the theme is based around tan or beige, so that would probably be an interesting idea for a Splatfest. But yeah, that's my number 7.
That sounds like it would be a fun one. I'd probably go with hotels because I don't really like camping that much, but yeah, that sounds like a nice idea.
This idea actually reminds me of something that, me and my parents, we went on vacation a couple months ago, and we were trying to decide between just camping out in the woods or staying in a motel ourselves. And we eventually settled on a cabin, because that's kind of a mix of both. I would probably choose camping because I just have so many fond memories of setting up a tent and just staying outside for the night. So yeah, it's a pretty cool idea, and I bet a lot of people would like that if it happened, because I bet a lot of people go through the same argument, rather camp or stay in a motel.
Yeah. I forgot who's going next.
You?
Okay,
I'm totally keeping this in, by the way. I'm gonna keep that awkward silence in.
You should edit in like a ... right there.
Maybe, I'll think about it.
Alright. My first idea for Splatfest is more of a kind of a joke of suggesting, because I know this isn't going to happen. But my idea is How I Met Your Mother versus Friends, because these are both really popular television shows. A lot of people like to argue over which one of the two is the better one. I like both of them. I personally think Friends is the better show, but they're both really fun. I'm not entirely sure what color would work with Friends, like maybe purple or whatever. But I think with How I Met Your Mother, yellow is the definite option, because that's like the no-brainer for that show.
I would probably pick Friends just because I've only watched like a handful of episodes of How I Met Your Mother, so I would probably select Friends because I would watch it all the time when it was on reruns on Nick at Night. So
we were on a break.
Well, personally for me, I don't really care for How I Met Your Mother that much. I think it's okay, but it's not the best show in the world. Friends is definitely a little bit better. I think their comedy is kind of good, even though I don't really watch Friends that much either. So I would have to go with Friends personally, but I think it's a good idea. Of course, it will never happen, but if it ever does, that'd be interesting. Okay, so I guess I'm next. My number 7 is coats versus hoodies. So the reason I chose this as my number 7 was because people wear different things when it's raining outside. Like some people wear coats and some people wear hoodies, and there's it would be interesting because they're kind of the same thing. For colors, I would imagine coats would have use like a brown sort of color or orange, and for hoodies they would use gray or dark-ish gray. I just think this idea would be interesting if they did it.
Yeah, I would probably pick hoodies myself because, like, I haven't owned a coat since I was maybe like 5, so, yeah, I would pick hoodie. I'm not biased or anything because my favorite color is gray, and that's the concept color of what hoodies would be, though. I'm just saying.
Yep. I'd probably pick coats, so to be honest, because this is gonna make me sound like a dork, but whenever it rains, I like having the rain on my head because I like having my hair wet because I'm a weird person. But I think I just prefer coats, and also most of the hoodies I've ever owned haven't really been all that comfortable for me personally.
Fair enough. Alright, so I guess we're just jumping right into this countdown. So, my number 6 is going to be one that was seen in Japan, but I think it would be interesting if it came over to the US and Europe, because I don't believe it was in Europe either. So, my number 6 would have to be money versus love. We all know the saying, would you rather be loved or would you rather be rich? Like, that saying is as old as I can remember. Obviously, if you live in Japan, you probably know what the colors were, but it's kind of a no-brainer, because in the artwork for the Japanese one, they used the currency in Splatoon 2, in the Splatoon games, the yellow coin, so money would be yellow, although I think it would be better if they did green, honestly. But I could see them sticking to it if they just bring it over like I hope they would. So yellow for money, and love obviously would be a pink, whether light or dark. I don't know, I guess it depends, but I think it would be interesting. We were talking about this, obviously, too, before starting this discussion, that it would be nice to see Splatfest from other regions, such as Money vs. Love that was in Japan, make its way over to the US, or like vice versa. Like, it would be really cool to see, although I don't think most of the Japanese Splatfest based off like Japanese food items would ever make it over here, but the other ones I could see coming over here.
Yeah, that would be a really fun Splatfest. I'd probably be on like Team Love because, like, again, call me a dork, but like that's probably just the team that I'd personally choose.
Oh, I never said what one I would choose. I would probably choose Love as well.
Yep.
Because you can be happy with love, but you'll be lonely if you just have money, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, the whole debate of money or love, kind of hard for me because you can be loved, but you can also have money if you have a job. But, if you have just money, there's a chance you'll never be loved in your life. So I would probably choose love myself because, the idea of just being loved by people is just, makes you feel happy and all that. And it would be cool if the Splatfest was brought over to America and Europe, because I think it does really need to be. Because I think that would be interesting to see what people choose.
All right, so my next suggestion is sunshine versus rain. So This one is kind of like a silly story for why I chose this one in particular, because like growing up, I moved back and forth a lot between Florida and Oregon. So like with Florida, I usually associate that with sunshine, and Oregon, rain. Personally, I'd choose rain over sunshine, even though I actually like Florida more than Oregon. But the reason I choose rain is because like it has like this really calming and soothing sound to it when like it gets a window or whatever, and it's just a lot more pleasant than sunshine. I get sunburned very easily, and it's not pleasant. And as for the colors, sunshine would obviously be yellow, and rain would probably be gray.
I would probably pick rain as well. Also, I'm surprised you went for gray instead of blue, because water being blue, but yeah, I would choose rain too, except, sometimes Florida rains, because I live in Florida myself, and the last couple rains we've had have actually been, like, severe downpours, so they don't really sound so soothing when it's that, but otherwise, yeah, like a cool summer night, when it's, like, just a light bit of rain, and just hearing it, it can be pleasant sometimes, so I think I would be on Team Rain as well.
Okay, what?
I was gonna say that to make me sound even more like a dork, I prefer downpour sounds over like a light rain. But
nerd.
Yeah, for me, I would definitely go with rain because where I live, in my state, it rains usually. That's the weather that you get here, unless it's summer where it's ungodly hot and it is hard to even go outside. Especially now since there was a forest fire and there's a whole lot of smoke, but that's just me. So I would choose rain because where I live it rains a lot and I'm a whole lot more adjusted to it being cold and rainy rather than it being hot and sunshiny.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 6 is juice versus soda. So the thinking behind this one is that there are a lot of food-based Splatfest when you think about it. Like there was cake and ice cream, and then Japan had some food-based ones. And there weren't really a whole lot based off drinks or beverages. And juice and soda just kind of fit, together. For juice's color, I would probably go with orange or red, depending on what kind of juice it is. If it's orange juice, it would be orange, and tomato juice would be red. For soda, since the color of soda is, black, I imagine that the ink would be black. Personally, if that was a Splatfest, I would choose. That would be kind of hard for me to choose because I like soda and I also like juice. But it would be hard for me to choose, so I don't know what I would choose if they did that.
Yeah. There were a lot of people debating why mustard wasn't an option for mayonnaise versus ketchup. I would probably suggest why there's no Team Water, personally, because I've been on a kick lately of trying to drink a lot of water, so I would probably choose Team Water. Clear ink for the win. But if I had to choose juice versus soda, I probably would pick soda because I also love vanilla Coke when I have it, so yeah. Although I do like apple juice and orange juice, but I would prefer soda over them.
I completely agree with James. I'd pick soda too, but I would pick water if that was an option. But between soda and juice, I'd pick soda mostly just because I just ate lunch recently and just had the thing of root beer, so that's kind of on my mind.
Funny thing about you guys' water argument is that I showed this idea to my brother, and he said, "Well, why isn't it water versus soda?" So.
Alright, so now we're moving on to number 5s. We're actually almost halfway done when you kind of think about it. So, my number 5. Kids, do you remember the old board game known as Chutes and Ladders? Well, that's my Splatfest idea. So my Splatfest idea for number 5 is Chutes versus Ladders. For those who don't know, chutes are kind of like a slide. So I guess if you want to be more politically correct, you could probably say slides versus ladders. But chutes versus ladders, it just sounds more fancy when you say chutes. So for chutes, I'd probably go with a green or a blue, because if you look at like slides in a park or something, they're mostly green or blue. For this one, I'd probably say green because a lot of ladders are silver or blue, but I'd go with greenish, a light green, maybe a turquoise for chutes, and I'd go with silver for ladders. And I would be on team slides, because come on, it's a slide. Whee!
Whee! Chutes and ladders, all I know is eels and escalators. I'd probably pick ladders or something like that because like ladders are really fun to climb. Although, do you know what? That's a hard one. They're both really fun. Like because like the suits and stuff, you can slide down, but I also like sliding down on them backwards and stuff. But the ladders, they're also really fun because I like climbing. But shoots. Let's go with shoots.
For me personally, I would choose shoots also because when I was a kid, ladders terrified me, and they still kind of do. I have a really bad fear of heights, so I would probably choose shoots. The idea is pretty good, and I really think they should do that.
Yep. My next idea is gonna sound a bit random, but it's something that I grew up with, so. My next suggestion is Disneyland versus Walt Disney World. Now, the reason I picked this was because, like, when I was a very little kid, my parents worked at Disney World, so I was able to go there a lot. So I really liked the Disney parks. And the reason why I chose these two in particular is because, like, even though there are like a bunch of Disney parks all over the world, I think it's obvious that the ones in California and Florida are the more popular ones. So I'm not entirely sure what colors you could go with them, like. You could probably go pink with Disneyland for the Sleeping Beauty Castle and blue for Cinderella's Castle in Disney World. Personally, I picked Disney World because that's the one that I grew up with, and I've only been to Disneyland like once in my entire life. But that's just my suggestion.
I would go with Disney World as well because I live in Florida, so that's the closest.
Personally, for me. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish.
No, I was gonna joke and say personally, I'd prefer a Splatfest of Disney parks versus Universal parks because that would probably be more hilarious to see how the fan base would react to it.
Oh, that would actually be really cool if they did that. Disney would win by a long shot, but that would be cool.
Well, I don't think Disney would have a chance if Pearl was on Team Disney. Oh, this Splatfest proved a lot of people wrong. They thought Ketchup would win, so.
Yeah, a lot of people are crying that it was rigged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the most. I'll let you talk.
It's like Pearl's not that bad of a character. Why are people constantly complaining about her? I mean, I personally prefer Marina, but Pearl is funny. She's an awesome character.
Yeah. And also, I think the way Splatoon 2 calculates its wins is different from Splatoon 1. But anyways, my number 5... Oh, wait, I never said my opinion. Okay. So I would personally pick Disneyland because I've only ever been to Disneyland in California. And I actually had a really amazing time there. And we really want to go back, my family and I. And Disneyland is very important to me in my heart because it was my Make-A-Wish back a couple of years ago. When I was done with my treatment, and I just think it would be a really, it's really nice Disneyland does, and I've only ever been there, never been to Disney World, so yeah.
You said it's awesome.
Yeah. So anyways, my number 5 is, this is an argument that people usually get into. What's better, Marvel Comics or DC Comics? And that's my number 5, Marvel versus DC. And basically, the idea behind it is the argument between, well, what's better, Spider-Man or Batman, Wonder Woman or Captain America? That's basically the whole argument. Who's better on which side? And, the ink colors is basically for Marvel would be red, and for DC would be like blue or maybe light blue. So yeah, that's my number 5. I would pick Team Marvel because I like Marvel better.
I would probably go with Marvel as well because they've been. I'm basing this off movies because I'm not that much of a comic guy. But Marvel's been in the movie game a lot longer now than DC, so if I were to go based off movies, I'd probably pick Marvel, because, I mean, I do like a lot of Marvel characters.
This is a really hard one for me to pick because I love both Marvel and DC. Like, DC Comics has two of my favorite superheroes of all time, Batman and Wonder Woman, but the Avengers also have some of my favorite characters. They have Spider-Man and people like that. But if we're going purely off movies, because I do have a little bit of comic book experience, but not a whole lot. If we're going purely based off of movies, then Marvel by a long shot. Even though DC has made some really amazing movies like the recent Wonder Woman and The Dark Knight, I think if Marvel wins because they've also made The Avengers, which is my personal favorite superhero movie of all time. So it's a very close call, but I have to go with Marvel. Sorry, DC fanboys.
Oh, this video is gonna get botted with dislikes like no other.
Yep.
Alright, so my number 4, mentioned this earlier when talking about pancakes, juice versus soda idea. My idea is more so leaning towards their fruit variants, but my number 4 idea is apples versus oranges. So it's Nintendo, more kid-friendly. They might want to promote healthy eating, so why not do apples versus oranges? They're the most common things that children would eat. So apples, red, oranges, orange. I would personally be on Team Orange because I like oranges more as well as orange juice more. So, I mean, nothing against apples and apple juice. I love them as well, but I'm more so an orange guy. So, I would be on Team Orange.
Aren't you glad you picked those options for the Splatfest? I'm not funny.
That made me laugh.
Note to future self, mute later gator to you throughout the entire video. I may or may not be kidding.
I've been fired from game. Bye, everybody.
No, come back.
Wonder Woman is replacing me.
No. You know who your replacement is?
Huh.
Laura Croft.
No, my waifu, my one true love. Going back to the topic on hand, I'm a little surprised you picked apples and oranges because I would have thought that apples and bananas would have been the more obvious one. But if that was the case, I'd go with bananas. But with apples and oranges, I'd pick apples because I just like apples more than oranges, and it seems like most of the time, whenever I do get oranges, they go bad really fast. Even though I do prefer orange juice, I have to go with apples.
It's kind of hard for me because while I do like oranges, it's just that sometimes when I peel an orange, sometimes only some of the orange will be sweet, and I really like sweet fruit, while the other is just bland in taste. But when it's apples, personally, my favorite's green apples. They taste really good when you just bite into an apple, you know, and it's just, you know, really a sweet fruit, you know, in my opinion. And, you know, I would choose Team Apples because, you know, sometimes when, like I said, when I have oranges, and since I like sweet fruit, sometimes oranges just aren't sweet. So I would just choose apple instead.
I see how it is.
Alright, it's my turn.
No,
Yep.
it's Brandon's turn.
Oh, okay.
Be free!
Someday we'll have a video on this channel with all 4 of us on it.
Yeah.
Alright, we're on number 4, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright. Number 4 is consoles versus handhelds. This one kind of seems like a no-brainer. I'm surprised they didn't do this in the first game. Not much real to say. Consoles versus handhelds, it just seems like one of the more basic ideas you can do with this kind of game. I'd go with consoles because my favorite system of all time is the Nintendo Wii. The Switch might replace that if all goes well, but I have to go with the Wii. I have no idea what kind of colors would work for the teams, though.
I would think they would pick like the most common color for at least the 3DS. So what's that? Red or blue? I guess.
Both of my 3DSs are red.
I guess.
I think they would do like black for consoles and like blue for handheld. Since those are the most common colors for those.
They could probably also go gray for consoles for the NES and purple for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Also true.
I remembered something.
Purple for the GameCube.
Yeah, that also worked. I completely forgot to mention this when we were on the last one, but one last thing before we move on forever is that I want to mention that for the Disneyland and Magic in Disney World Splatfest, I also want to mention that it'd be cool if they had the glittery ink from Octo Canyon in there, because it could like represent like fairy dust from Disney and stuff.
That'd be pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Personally, when it comes to consoles versus handhelds, I didn't grow up with console. My first home console was a freaking Wii U. Okay, so I would pick handheld just because I had the Game Boy Color, and the GBA, Micro, DS, 3DS. So I would pick handheld just because I've had handhelds longer.
Oh boy, this is really hard for me because I enjoy playing my 3DS, you know, and I have more games for it. But I also like my GameCube, and that's my favorite console of all time. And, you know, I have more games for 3DS, so I'd probably choose handheld, but if I add up all my games for all my consoles, my Xbox 360, Wii U, and, you know, GameCube, that would outweigh it. But that's really hard for me. But it is a good idea, but it's just really hard for me to pick a side, because if they chose the consoles as GameCube and DS, I would probably choose the console. But if they did it as Switch and 3DS, I would probably choose 3DS because I enjoy playing my 3DS a whole lot, and it's one of my favorite consoles. But, you know, but the idea is good. It's just hard for me to pick.
And also, you wouldn't have a Switch to play that Splatfest on, so.
Yep. Well, you know, I'm hoping by October I have a Switch.
All right.
I'm hoping. It might not happen. Well, anyways, my number 4. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, hope is better than nope.
Yep.
Nintendo Switch Episode 4: A New Hope.
A new soap.
A new rope.
A new... I don't know.
A new dope.
Anyways, my number 4 is Chum Bucket versus Krusty Krab, or Mr. Krabs versus Plankton. The thinking behind this is that the first Splatoon had SpongeBob versus Patrick, at least for Europe and America. Japan did not have that. And I know this because I archived all the Splatfest. Chum Bucket versus Krusty Krab, or Plankton versus Mr. Krabs. The colors, well, the Chum Bucket is gray, but I hope they choose green for Plankton, and obviously red for Mr. Krabs, or they could choose like gray for Chum Bucket and green for Mr. Krabs, because Mr. Krabs likes money. But of course, green and red would like a dark green and a bright red for their colors. So I think Plankton's a little bit more darker in his color scheme than Mr. Krabs is. But, you know, the idea is basically spawned off of the SpongeBob versus Patrick Splatfest from the first game. Personally, I would choose the Chum Bucket because I just really like Plankton. He is, like, the best villain in the SpongeBob, in fact, the only villain in the SpongeBob series. In fact, he's one of the best villains of all time. So I would choose the Chum Bucket over the Krusty Krab. Sorry, SpongeBob. It's just my opinion.
I would probably be on Team Krusty Krab, just because, I mean, I'd rather have a Krabby Patty than a pile of chum, so. That's just
I'm
me.
Going over who's better. I'm going over who I think is better, Plankton or Mr. Krabs, not really what the food is, so.
Fair enough.
Alright, as much as I love Plankton, and he is one of my favorite villains ever, I have to go with Krusty Krab, and I have one very specific reason why. The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me. Pizza,
yeah!
Pizza, pizza dinner, bum bum bum. Krusty Krab, yeah. Pizza is the pizza they have for you and
Woo!
Have you
Yeah.
waited? Have you waited to sing that the entire time we've been recording?
Yes.
I think he has. It sounded so prepared too.
Good lord.
Okay, I'll leave the channel now. Bye.
Never come back.
Oh god. Lord, is it time for number 3s now?
Yep.
Okay. So my number 3 would probably be maybe the soonest one that they could possibly do in terms of, since we have no idea what the September Splatfest is going to be or any other ones until now, but mine would probably take place this November, and that would be a Splatfest for Pokemon Ultra Sun versus Pokemon Ultra Moon. They already did a Red versus Blue Splatfest when that came out on the Virtual Console, so why not do one for the new games that are coming out, Ultra Sun versus Ultra Moon? So orange for Ultra Sun, blue for Ultra Moon. I would personally be on Team Ultra Moon, because I like the Lunala form with fused with Necrozma, so that would be mine for this one.
When are the Gold and Silver Virtual Console releases coming out?
September.
Yeah, September.
Alright. For Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, I'd probably go with Ultra Moon because that's probably the version I'm going to be going with. I didn't get Sun and Moon when those came out, so I'm probably going to end up getting the newer games. But yeah, I think that'd be a great way to advertise the fact that, hey, there's some new Splatfest, there's some new Pokemon games that you can play, but while you wait for that, here's a Splatfest for you to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, no contest for me. I would definitely choose Pokemon Ultra Moon because I have Pokemon Sun, and well, when I saw the Pokemon Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun trailer, Lunala just looks so cool with that, armor on, compared to Solgaleo, who just looks kind of lame. So, yeah, definitely Pokemon Ultra Moon for me.
Alright, so this kind of ties in with my question a moment ago. My third idea would be for a Pokemon Gold versus Pokemon Silver Splatfest to advertise the Virtual Console releases. That's pretty much it. I don't really know much about these games because I didn't play them, because I didn't grow up on Pokemon. But there's no doubt they're going to be doing at least one more Pokemon-themed Splatfest during Splatoon 2's life cycle. I have no idea what colors they could go with, like
Gold
probably
and Silver.
I think he was trying to make a joke. I think he was trying to make a joke on what colors they could possibly use. You ruined it, Pancake!
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Pancake, you're fired!
Okay, goodbye, bye! Bye. Screw this show!
Oh, wow.
Oh, do you?
I hurt my hand.
You okay there?
I was trying to make it sound like I shattered something, but I just hurt my hand.
Are you going to turn to the JamesRolls where he storms out at the end of every video?
Don't steal my shtick! That's my shtick! It's my gimmick! You can't take it!
Alright. And my gimmick is just to be stupid and random.
That's my gimmick.
Do that!
Where were we?
Yeah.
Pancake
Yeah,
ruining the
gold,
gold and
silver.
silver color joke. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I think it's your guys' turn to talk about the wonderful Splatfest idea that nobody likes.
Team Pokemon Crystal.
Yeah, I would go Crystal too.
Okay, moving on.
I mean, what team would you choose later, Gator?
I have no idea.
I choose Team Gold because I love gold.
I'd probably do what I ended up doing with the first Pokemon Splatfest, and I ended up just flipping a coin to decide.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll do that too. So anyways, my number 3 is not a Pokemon-based one. Actually, funny thing, originally I did have Pokemon Gold versus Pokemon Silver on my original list as a number 4, but I changed it to what my number 4 is now. So my number 3 is rap versus hip hop, and I'm kind of basing this off of the new Marina and Pearl themselves, because I don't know, I think Pearl's kind of a rapper and Marina's a DJ or something. I don't really know what she is, and that's kind of what rappers and they usually have microphones, and DJs usually have like turntables or something. So that's basically the whole idea. The colors, I think. Well, I don't really know. Like for rap, it could be like, I don't know, gold or purple. For hip hop, it would be like brown or or I don't really know, or red. So yeah, I would choose. I don't really like rap or hip hop, but I would probably choose rap over them all because I don't know.
Do you mind if I go first with this one, because I have to get this off my chest right now?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
If they do that, I'm not sure what they could do for hip hop, but the team representing the screenshot representing the rap team, it has to be a parody of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not sure which one I'd go with. Probably rap, because like I just mentioned, the Fresh Prince, and he's one of my favorite musicians. But I don't know, I'd probably flip a coin, to be honest, and who's texting me in the middle of videos.
I would probably choose Team Hip Hop, although I think kind of branching off of that, a couple Splatfest overseas have been rock versus pop, so they could also do that as well. But in terms of rap versus hip hop, I think I would go with hip hop, because I mean, they're kind of sort of the same thing, but hip hop can be slower paced, and when rap is really fast, I can't understand a damn thing, so I'll stick with the slow stuff. Alright, so number 2's now. So my number 2 is going to be Mario versus Donkey Kong. So everyone knows the Mario and Donkey Kong series. I'm surprised it's still going on, actually. I'm surprised there hasn't been a new entry announced yet, especially with the Switch being so new. But Mario vs. Donkey Kong, they've had their rivalry going on since the arcade days, so it just makes sense to do a Splatfest for them. Mario, obviously, would probably be red, and Donkey Kong would be brown. I would personally be on Team Donkey Kong, because Mario was kind of ruined Donkey Kong's life in a way, so I would be Team Donkey Kong.
I think Mario versus Link would make a bit more sense. But yeah, for Mario versus Donkey Kong, I'd go with Mario, because I like him more than Donkey Kong.
I was thinking of putting on my list a Princess Peach versus Princess Zelda Splatfest, but I decided against it.
Princess Zelda, especially if it's the Skyward Sword or Breath of the Wild version.
Well, James, if you did put Princess Zelda versus Princess Peach, I would ask you, why isn't it Princess Daisy? Because Princess Daisy deserves a whole lot better than what she gets. Just saying, because she hasn't been in a whole lot of games. She's mainly been replaced by Rosalina.
I am Daisy.
But anyways, basically what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by outside forces of nature, was that I like the rivalry. Sorry, I can't say words apparently. Between Mario's family and Donkey Kong's family, because mechanically Mario's father fought Cranky Kong, who is Donkey Kong's father, and now Mario and Donkey Kong fight each other. and I just like that. Personally, I would choose Team Donkey Kong because I just think Donkey Kong is too innocent to be a bad guy like he's portrayed in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. And plus, I like his personality better than Mario's.
Fair enough.
All right, so it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. My number 2 is retro gaming versus modern gaming. This is kind of like an obvious one as well, and again, just like with the consoles versus handhelds thing, I'm surprised they didn't do this already. For the colors, I think the retro gaming, the obvious one would be gray for NES, and modern gaming would be red for Nintendo Switch. But if they do that, I'm probably going to pick modern gaming because like most of the games that I've Let's Play on my channel have been more modern games. Even though I do like older ones like Earthbound and Nick's Awakening and stuff like that, I'd have to go with modern gaming because most of my favorite games like Xenoblade and Breath of the Wild are more modern games.
First off, you said doo-doo. Anyway, I would...
Real mature, James.
Thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it. I would probably choose retro, actually, just because I'm more used to growing up with older games. Like, I still play... yeah, I still play older games when I get the chance, but I'd probably pick it anyway, even though I play more modern games now, but...
Yeah, you're old.
Shut up!
This is kind of a hard decision for me, too. Like, I know I'm growing up in the world where the more modern games are taking over, and, my favorite console was the GameCube, which was a more modern console compared to, like, the N64. Well, obviously, but I would probably... I like modern games, but there is some problem with them. Like, some of them are just too easy, and I'd like older games, but, a lot of them are just too hard. So this, decision, I would probably go with modern, because I'm more of a modern gamer, even though I do like old games like Earthbound and old Pokemon games, then, I'd probably go with modern because I'm more of a modern gamer. Now for my number 2 is Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus Pokemon. I chose this because when I grew up, I watched CW11 on Saturday mornings, and the two shows that were always on were Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. And, I really like Yu-Gi-Oh! Not so nowadays because Konami kind of ruined the game with their stupid rules that they added. Why the game can't be simpler like it was back then, I don't really know. And I like Pokemon. The colors, I'd imagine blue for Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the main character in the first series of Yu-Gi-Oh! Wore blue. And red for Pokemon, since the Pokeball color scheme is red. Personally, I would choose Pokemon, though, because, like I said, Konami kind of ruined Yu-Gi-Oh! With their stupid rules, and I feel like a lot more people play Pokemon than they do Yu-Gi-Oh! So, yeah.
I know my cousin Kyle, he probably doesn't watch this, he'll never watch this, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention his favorite Digimon. So, Team Digimon for Kyle, but for myself, I grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon myself. I'm more of a fan of Pokemon, so I would pick Pokemon, just because I could get into the Pokemon card game if I wanted to, and the Pokemon games, there are more Pokemon games than Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, so it's kind of like a no-brainer. Although I do love the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game. It's not nowadays, but I used to love it, so.
I didn't grow up on Pokemon at all. Like, if you guys have seen my videos or other discussions or anything like that, you guys probably know this. Believe it or not, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was actually the first one that I was exposed to. Because in first grade, there were a lot more kids who were more into the trading card game for Yu-Gi-Oh! Than they were for Pokemon. I didn't particularly like it that much because I just didn't understand it. But I'd go with Pokemon if I had to choose between the two. Now, for Yu-Gi-Oh! Isn't really all that... I'm not sure if this is the right term, but it's not really all that relevant nowadays. So I think Pokemon vs. Yokai Watch would probably be the more realistic option. But even then, I'd still pick Pokemon because I like Pokemon X more than Yokai Watch.
I can kind of feel what you're saying, but Yu-Gi-Oh is kind of still relevant. It's just that older people play it, people who grew up with it compared to more younger people who didn't really get a chance to experience Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we already at number
James,
ones?
Yeah, we're already at number one. You want to do a recap?
No, I think we're good. The last almost hour we've been recording is enough of a recap. Just rewind. Anyway, so number one future Splatfest ideas. Mine is a cop-out because I'm very sure this is going to happen. One of the last ones, if not the last one. But mine is Pearl versus Marina. We had Callie versus Marie in the original Splatoon, so why not do Pearl versus Marina in this maybe final Splatfest for Splatoon 2. So obviously I'd be on Team Marina just because I like Marina more than Pearl. The colors are obvious. It would be their more natural colors, I guess, which are pink for Pearl and mint green for Marina. So that's mine. It's a cop-out, but I'll take it.
Yeah, there's no way that won't happen at some point in the future. Now, I would pick Marina, but I will say if Pearl ends up winning that Splatfest, that would confirm that those Splatfests are rigged. I'll pick Marina because I like her more than Pearl. Even though I do like Pearl, I think Marina is by far the better of the two characters. And also, before we move on, I have one more thing to say. Kallie's best good sister, so hard.
Hey, James, calm down. Okay, James, calm down.
Wrong.
Calm down.
Wrong. Fake news.
CNN, whatever.
Very fake news.
Let's not get. Let's not.
Yeah, let's make this political. Pancake, give your thoughts, please. Save us, Pancake. Save us from everything.
So
sister.
Shut your mouth.
Shut up, both of you. My opinion on the whole thing, yes, it will happen where Pearl versus Marina. It will happen, just like on the first game. And it most likely will be the last Splatfest to end off Splatoon 2. And the thing is that when I played Splatoon 1, I went with who I liked better, which was Mary. I kind of liked her better than Callie, even though Callie won more Splatfests than Mary. But for this game, I feel like Pearl's kind of abused a little by the fan base. But I don't really think I'll go with her. I'll only go with her if she wins more Splatfest than Marina. I like Marina better just because she seems nicer than Pearl, personality-wise. I know Japan would probably go with Pearl because she seems more popular there. But I would only go with Pearl if she won more Splatfest than Marina, and I would go with Marina because she's the obvious choice. I just like her character better. It's a good idea, and it most likely will happen as the last Splatfest.
Like I said, I wanted the cop-out one, so.
Yep. Yeah, I'll pick Marina purely because Splatoon wife. So anyway, next thing. I think even though the Marina and Pearl thing will probably happen at some point, I personally think my number one suggestion will be like the absolute final Splatfest to happen, because I think the last one will be Squid Sisters versus Off the Hook. I think this one will be a bit more closer, winning-wise, compared to however Marina Pearl ends up being, because there's kind of no doubt that Marina will end up winning that Splatfest because, like Pancake worded it, Pearl seems to be a bit more abused by the Splatoon fan base. Even though she's a great character, Marina's the better one. With Squid Sister versus Off the Hook, this one is a bit more interesting because with Splatoon, there were a lot of people who did play the original one, but now with the Nintendo Switch, you have a lot more people who are getting introduced to these characters through the new game. You have people who didn't really get to know the Squid Sisters that often from the original game. They're obviously in Splatoon 2, but they don't have that same kind of connection that they're going to get with Marina and Pearl. So like you're gonna have people who've been with the series throughout the entire series lifespan, compared to the newer players who only started playing with the new game. And as for colors, I'm not sure what colors would work. Like maybe blend the two colors together, have a pinkish green for Squid Sisters and a that would work for both of them. I'm not sure which one would work. So,
well, you could say that they could do the color of Callie's hair versus the color of Marina's hair color. Purple versus mint green.
all right. So, do you guys want to give your suggestions or anything, or?
I would. Yeah, I kind of forgot how this worked, and we've done how many now. Personally, I would probably be team Off the Hook, just because they would be the underdogs for this. So, and I usually root for the underdogs. That was why I was on Team Marie during the Callie vs. Marie Splatfest. I'll probably be Team Pearl.
So it's your fault the best Squid Sister lost.
Hush your mouth. The adults are speaking. If I guess Marina's technically turning into the underdog, even though she's more popular because she's lost the first two Splatfest. In Japan, the first two Splatfest. But if the trend keeps going that Pearl starts winning more, then I probably would end up Team Marina during that one. But yeah, I think Off the Hook would be the underdog, so I would be on their team. And yeah, that's basically it. Also, Marie is the best Squid Sister. Let's keep those facts out there.
Okay,
Lies.
Don't get triggered. Okay, let's just keep this calm.
Camp triggered first.
Personally, for me, this might change because I do not have Splatoon 2 yet. I had Splatoon, first. That was I have the first one, and I had more time to get to know the characters of the Squid Sisters than I do Off the Hook. This could change, like I said, so I could get Splatoon 2 soon, like during the fall or something, and get more time to connect with the Off the Hook characters. When it comes down to it, I don't know who I'll choose. It's just depending on who I like better. It's either Callie and Mary or Pearl and Marina, basically what you're saying, when it comes to Squid Sisters versus Off the Hook. And if they do that, it will just come down to who I like better, Squid Sisters or Off the Hook. Mm-hmm. As for my number one, this is one that I wanted them to do in Splatoon 1, but it never happened. Mario versus Luigi. And I think that this is just the perfect Splatfest idea, because Mario and Luigi have always had this kind of sibling rivalry going on, where Mario is the star and Luigi is the king of second banana. And yes, Luigi has his games where he has to save Mario, but Mario's always recognized for his heroics, while Luigi is recognized by everybody in the Mushroom Kingdom as a coward. And if you played Paper Jam, you know what I'm saying, because that freaking ball that talks is always talking down to Luigi. And Sticker Star, Paper Jam. Did I say Sticker Star or Paper Jam? I don't remember.
You said
Paper Jam first and then said Sticker Star.
Okay. So on Paper Jam, that yellow ball fiend is always talking down to Luigi. And I just feel like Luigi deserves a little bit more. I kind of want this to affect Nintendo games also, upcoming ones, because if they do it and Mario wins, then they should make more Mario games. But if Luigi wins, then they should make another Luigi's Mansion. Definitely. The colors are obvious, red and green, and I just want it to affect Nintendo. Like if Luigi wins, another Luigi's Mansion, Mario wins, more Mario games. That's basically it. Oh wait, I would be on Luigi because I like Luigi.
I would be also on Team Luigi because he is the underdog, he has less games. Although I don't think Splatfest results would change their mind on how many games Luigi gets, even if Luigi does win.
The final Splatfest for Splatoon 2 affected the story for Splatoon 2, I think. I don't really know a whole lot about it since I haven't played the game.
Yes, so. It did affect the story mode of Splatoon 2. Anyway, we're not going to talk about those spoilers.
Callie, we miss you.
But yeah, I would probably be Team Luigi because he's the underdog. I think Luigi's Mansion 3 is happening anyway on the Switch, and they'll probably just continue to do many Mario games anyway, regardless of the Splatfest. That's just my opinion, though.
I could see how they could use this to promote more Mario games. Like maybe have a new Mario and Luigi game coming out pretty soon. Like, I'm not entirely sure what they could do for Mario, but the Luigi game would definitely be Luigi's Mansion 3. So I could totally see them doing something where whoever wins this Splatfest, their game comes out like a month before the other ones does. So I can see how they could use how they can do a lot of marketing with this one. I'd go with Luigi because he's hilarious in the Mario and Luigi games. He's always awesome and funny. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is by far one of my favorite 3DS games. And while Mario is a fun character and all, Luigi is the best. There's no denying it.
Yeah,
Luigi definitely has.
Go
Luigi
ahead.
definitely has more personality than Mario.
That's what I was gonna say. Luigi's more expressive. Mario's just like,
Oh.
yippee, yay, yahoo!
It's a me, let's go, the only words you know.
Well, with that is top 7s, aka top 21 for Splatfest ideas for Splatoon 2, for the first discussion for G.A.M.E. My name's been TheJamesRolls.
My name is Lady Gear, to you?
And I am Pancake Armor Man.
And somebody else finish the outro, because I don't feel like it.
Alright,
Bye.
I'll finish the outro. Let's get out of here! And you're fired, Larry, get you!
You're fired too.
No! James fired too.
What?
No, everybody's fired.
Brandon is the only one left remaining.
Good night,
And he's gonna-
everybody.
Good night.